Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly and we're back. We're back. Yeah, we're home. I'm home. And my bookshelf, my beautiful bookshelf that I miss so much is back. And my pretty spray painting is back. And my dance collage and my anchor and all my shot glasses. Plus 4 more that I now have to put on it. But I don't know where those are gonna go yet. But this is gonna be my last home video. Crazy to say, but yeah, I just got back on the 5th of September, and it is currently the 11th of September, right? And I move out tomorrow, pretty much. Well, I can move out tomorrow, which I probably might not, but I'll do a bunch of packing for sure. But I'm super excited. I'm gonna be living in an apartment with 2 of my friends, and we're gonna be like more in the city. Hopefully it's not too in the city. It's not like near downtown or anything. But yeah, but I'm super excited to be home, super excited to have my friends back, super excited for this Washington weather we're having. It's like cloudy and overcast, but you know, like it's not warm. Like I can wear a long sleeve. I didn't bring any long sleeves to Delaware with me because it was so freaking hot the entire time. Off with the rambling. I'm gonna show you the small stack of books that I read the 4 months I was gone. Yeah, I went through a bit of a reading slump there, so just bear with me. Okay, so the first book I read, which I didn't start while I was there, I started while I was home before I left. But it was A Court of Frost and Starlight. I think I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I can't remember. But I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was all that necessary. I did, however, I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's I would say like it is my least favorite, but it was just, you know, most people have read it already. It was just like kind of like a story that she felt she needed to tell but didn't necessarily need to, I guess. And I liked all the different perspectives. I liked how it was more based around the friends, kind of like in Akamath where it was more character based. Yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm really rusty, wow. I don't know how to talk about books. The next book I read, which I was super excited about, was What the Night Sings by Vesper Stamper. This book was so amazing. It's about the Holocaust, like I said. So it's about this girl named Goethe, and she's grown up her whole life living in Germany, and all of a sudden, the Holocaust is happening, and her dad's, you know, being extra careful, keeping her inside more. They don't really go out. He doesn't really do anything, and they're a huge music-based family. She loves to sing. Her dad plays the violin. She can play the violin, and music is like what saves her in the Holocaust. Once they finally realize, well, once they're finally discovered that they are Jews. She grew up her whole life not knowing, and then 2 years later, she's liberated from the camps, and now it's about her getting her feet back, you know, like getting back on her feet and learning how the real world is working, because she's been gone for like 2 years. And it was just so beautiful. My only complaint is the drawings. There's really good art in here, but like all the girls look like guys. And I've realized it's because of the noses. All the girls look like guys because of the noses. Because like later on, it was like, kind of looks like a guy. But now it's a girl. Now it's kind of a guy. Now it's definitely a girl. Yeah. But I gave this a 5 out of 5. I was so engrossed in it. Oh, and I guess there's only a few like phrases here, like sentences here and there that are like a bit graphic. He talked about like throwing a baby against a train or something, and that just was like, oh my god, I can't believe anyone would do that. But then again, it's like part of the time, you know? They were just didn't care. You were Jew and you didn't mean anything. You weren't human. Which is sad, but so good. I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend this book. It was so good. I'm gonna need to reread it. Like, it's up there on my favorites. And then after that, I went through a couple of trial and errors with trying to read books, but I did read Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Alright. So then I read this book, and this book was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of like, almost like a mystery, like trying to figure out why the daughter killed herself and like figuring out all this stuff about her life, but it was really about the life of the family. And it was really interesting. So it's about this family in the 70s. It's about a mixed race family, a white mom and a Chinese dad. And and of course, because it's like in the 70s, they've been discriminated against their whole lives. Like, white people hang out with white people. Like, racism is still going on. Like, they're not as accepting as we are nowadays, obviously. And so the book starts off with the oldest daughter of this family she's gone missing. And within the first chapter, they found out that she's dead. She was found in the lake. And so then the family kind of goes into like turmoil. They're kind of falling apart. And it's really just interesting because it tells you how the parents met and both the parents' lives growing up, and it just reveals like each of the specific family members' needs from the family that they got, and how how they grew up in this family and the different roles they all play. And I honestly thought it was a really good book. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't remember. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it was still really good. And it was like a really heavy book, but it was good. Okay, and then the next book I read was The Merciless 4 Last Rites by Daniel Vega, my favorite author of all time. So I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I can understand why people would have given it less, because I was reading it and like a lot of the time I was like, this sounds a lot like the first book. I kept getting flashbacks of the first Merciless, which was the pink one, the Merciless. And so I was just like, that's kind of weird, I don't know. But then the ending happened and I was like, oh shit, this is good. I thought the book was like good throughout. It was a little slow paced and it reminded me a lot of the first book, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm trash for Daniel Vega. Whatever she puts out, I'll read it. I'm really excited for her next series. If it is a series, I don't know. But I'm really excited for anything she puts out. I highly recommend this series still. Go read it. Oh, this book follows a new character, which kind of irked me, because I was like, who the fuck is this character? Why does this person matter? Why isn't it Sophia or Brooklyn? Like, so we're following Berkeley now, and she had a bit of an episode, and so that got her put into a mental institute for a couple months, and there she meets Sophia, and then it goes back and forth a couple times, and now in the present day she's going to Italy to hang out with her friends for their last summer, like her first summer freedom, you know, the last couple weeks. And, you know, her friends are just trash people. And so she does all this. So basically, it's kind of the first book in Italy. Yeah, but it takes longer to get to the goods. And then I read Salt of the Sea by Rudis Apetis. I can't can't say her name. This book, I 5 out of 5 stars. I could not explain what I thought this book was gonna be. Like, oh my god, this book was amazing. It's another World War II story, which I am kind of low-key obsessed with. This one takes place mostly in East Prussia, which, as we all know, Prussia's no longer a thing, which is kind of sad. Anyway, so this book follows 4 different characters. So we have Alfred, Joanna, Florian, and Amelia. And it follows these 4 characters on their journey to kind of escape from Europe. Like, they can't be here, they're all like running. So instead of, you know, a story that I've read mostly, which revolves more around the Holocaust, this one revolves more around individual people on the run. So they're like hiding in back forests and on their way to get on a ship that's going to take them away from Europe. It's going to take them to the States, I believe. And it was just so crazy, and switching between characters was just really cool, but it was really annoying because it would be like kind of a cliffhanger and like, oh my god, what just happened? So you gotta keep reading, and all the chapters are like really short, which I really loved. And then it's so cool when all the characters meet, because then you get to see like this one scene from like 3 different perspectives. It was really cool, and the ending was so good and so sad, but so good. Just like perfect ending. And I've said that I gave like all these books 5 out of 5 stars, but it's true, like this was so good. I can't even describe. The last book I finished while I was there was Freak by Jennifer Hillier. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. So yay, I don't give all books 5 out of 5s. This book says it's supposed to be a thriller. I didn't feel like it was a thriller. I felt like it was more of a mystery with some thriller tendencies. This is the second book in a duology. However, I didn't read the first book. I didn't know the first book existed. Okay, so even though I went into the book and I didn't read the first book, I didn't feel the need to. I still don't feel the need to. I feel like it explains everything enough to where you can jump into this book and know what's going on. So this book takes place a year after the first book. So in the first book, so we're following the main character Jerry. This does switch perspectives though. So Jerry is a PI. He's left the police force, but now he's being brought back into the police force because all these girls are getting murdered, and they're all getting murdered in the same way, and they're all being marked exactly the same, and it all has something to do with this girl named Abby Maddox, who was part of the villain crew in the last book. So Abby is in jail being held for trial for the murders that they believe she was involved in with Ethan. So Abby Maddox is kind of being blamed for the murders that Ethan did because they believe she was involved because they were dating at the time. And yeah, it's interesting. I just don't think I'll pick it up again. That's just it. And the last book I started but did not finish while I was there was All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Another World War II novel. I'm just rolling in the World War II novels. If you have any recommendations of World War II novels, leave them down below because I'm obsessed. I love reading books in this area. I'm not finished. I'm almost halfway through. I'm getting there. This book is really good. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to give it yet, but it follows these 2 characters Marie-Laure and Werner. I know it's said that like that because it's German. It's not Werner, it's Werner. So Marie-Laure is in France. She lives in Paris. Her and her father have had to run away to Saint-Malo, which is very north. It's in Bretagne. And that's where her great uncle lives. So they've come to stay with him hopefully while the war is going on, so that they'll be safe. And then Werner, he is from a small mining town in Germany, and he is selected to be kind of in, you know, he has to be in the youths of Hitler Youths, or whatever they're called. And then he gets chosen to be in this like exclusive kind of like boot camp, and so now he's kind of becoming more of a Nazi, being trained as one, and it's like really interesting. It hasn't gotten like super good yet, but it's really interesting and I'm liking it. Yeah, so that's my really crappy like 4 months of reading. I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but I was going through a rough spell and reading just wasn't happening. I was sad and lonely and not in the mood for reading. It happens. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!